moms, let's get started. So this is our prenatal yoga. Again, you can do this if you're not pregnant. It will just be missing some of the other exercises that we try to incorporate. So not any really big back bends or inversions or twists, but this is safe for anybody to do. It's good, it's calming, and it just helps you to feel good in your body. So we're gonna get started. If you have anything you can use to elevate your hips, this is just a folded up yoga blanket, but you could use a towel, a cushion, whatever. It just takes some of the pressure off of your knees and your feet. So again, find yourself seated, kind of wiggle out the fleshy bits to get down to those sits bones so that you feel yourself grounded and just gaining some support from the earth. Take your hands, rest them just calmly on your knees. Think about your spine growing straight and tall. Relax your shoulders down your back. And we're gonna take 2 cleansing breaths. So you're gonna take a deep breath in through your nose, and then you're gonna open up your mouth and just sigh that breath out. I like to kind of think of it as taking everything inside of me that is not serving me. So any like anxiety or questions or like, and I get it in my throat and just, get it out of your body. Does not serve you, and for my prenatal moms, you don't want that near your babies. So let's get going. So taking a deep breath in through your nose. Open up your mouth, exhale that breath. One more, just like that. You've got a lot of grief. Inhale in through your nose. Gather all of it here into the back of your throat, and then open up your mouth and let all of it go. So lick your lips, close your mouth, and we're gonna start to do some ujjayi breaths, breathing in and out through our nose. So I want you to start to take these deep breaths in. You can close your eyes, it just helps me to center. You can see what it does for you. Taking those deep breaths in, don't hold them at the top, just exhale, let that breath all right back out. And as you're taking these breaths, I want you to think about slowing down your exhale. So let's inhale together for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Continue that count in your mind as you're going with your breath. And think about completely filling your lungs and then completely exiting, getting everything out of your lungs just so you can draw that fresh breath right on back in. And I want you to also think about the quality of that breath. Are you counting? Try to make it this fluid, velvety breath, just calming your mind, breathing deep into those lungs. And on your next exhale, take one hand, you can place it on your heart, another hand, place it on your belly, and you can just start to connect with your baby inside. So imagine that with each breath, you're filling your lungs up with this air. And as you exhale, you're gonna hug baby up into your core. Kind of activate your core a little bit, pulling that belly button into the spine. And then on your inhale, again, let your belly release, let those lungs fill up. And then as you exhale again, push all of that air out, hold baby into your spine. Take 2 more breaths, just like that. Just feeling that flow, imagining that baby and that body inside that you're nurturing and that you're growing. And then exhale this one last breath. And let's begin our flow. So flutter your eyes open. You could adjust your hips if you need to. Relax your arms down by your side. Think about pulling your armpits out to either side, broadening your chest. Your chin is proud. Inhale, lift your arms around and up to the sky. Your spine is growing tall. And then exhale, just flip your arms and bring them back down. You can tuck your chin into your chest as you bring it down. Flip those palms back out. Inhale, around and up. Following your breath, exhale. Pull those arms around and down. One more time, around and up. Exhale. Pull those arms together in front of you, exhaling. Inhale, open your arms around and back. Exhale, close your arms in front, really pushing your upper back towards that back wall. Inhale, around. Bring both arms up to the sky. And on an exhale, you're going to come down to your right side. So bring your right arm down to the mat. Lean your left arm over your head. Take a deep breath in here. And then exhale, push yourself up, bringing both arms up to the sky. And let's go off to your left side. So bringing your left arm down. Inhaling, pulling that right arm over by your ear. You can relax your opposite shoulder. Look up under your elbow if that feels comfortable. And then pushing yourself up. Inhale, both arms up. And then exhale, bring your hands down behind your back. Interlace your fingers to make that fist. And then inhale, let your shoulders rotate back. Lift your throat up to the sky. Really feel a big stretch and opening across your chest. And then drop your chin into your chest. Release your arms around and in front of you, making that fist again. Flip that fist out. So you're pushing your arms away from you. Drop your chin into your chest again, really opening up that upper back. And then inhale your arms just as they are, up, biceps by your ears. And then exhale, release your arms down to the front. Inhale, circle your arms around and up. And then we're going to twist. So exhale, twist to your right side. Your front arm can come across and grab that knee. And you can put your back hand behind you as an anchor. Inhale here with a straight spine. And then exhale, if it feels good and you've got that mobility in your neck, you can look back behind you. And then release. Inhale your arms back up to the sky. Exhale to the other side. So dropping that arm around in front of you. Inhale here with a straight spine. And then exhale, looking behind you, feeling this stretch across the front of your neck. And then inhaling both arms up to the sky. Exhale your arms around and down. And we're just going to do last bit of neck opening. Drop your right ear over to your right shoulder. Make sure your shoulders are rotated down and back. Don't let them hunch up. Taking a deep breath in here. And then exhale, let your chin fall into your chest. Inhale over to the other side. And then one more time to each side. Exhale, drop your chin into your chest. Inhale, around and up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Relax your chin back into neutral and then just lift your head up. And now we've warmed up our shoulders and our neck, and we're going to now work down on our core and our back. And we're going to come onto all fours. So, like we do in class, if you have a blanket, open it up a little bit wider than your mat. It's just extra padding. Feels good. And then you're going to rest your knees on this. And I want you to think about your alignment. Make sure that your hips are above your knees, your shoulders are above your wrists. Spread your fingers out wide like starfish hands. And again, if you're getting that carpal tunnel and you're losing that sensation, getting numbness in your hands, you can always roll up your mat and rest the heels of your hand and let your fingers come onto the floor. So that just provides a little bit extra movement in your wrists. So again, checking out our alignment. We're going to go into some cats and cows. So we're going to open up the back of the spine and the front of the spine. So on an inhale, I want you to lift your glutes, lift your throat up to the sky. And then on an exhale, starting with your tailbone, tuck your tail under, hug baby up into your chest. Push your hands into the mat and look back between your knees. just to really get the maximum curve on that upper back. Going with our breath, we're gonna do this for about 5 rotations. So inhale, forward, exhale, back, inhale into the cow pose, exhale to your cat. 3 more, going with your breath. Think about all of the opening that you're doing in your chest. Baby is off of all of your organs, hanging free. This is a great one if you're feeling like you're getting any of those Braxton Hicks contractions. And let's go into 1 more here. Opening it up, and then exhale and tuck up into the sky. If you need to, you can come back for a minute and flick your wrists out. Again, I know that blood pressure and all that gets really into your hands when you're pregnant. So do whatever you need if your hands start to get numb. And now we're gonna go into some core strength. And core is not just your belly. Core is your back. It's everything from your shoulders down to your hips. So we're really gonna work on building up those back muscles along with your core. So starting again down on all fours, I want you to extend your right leg back behind you. It's not all the way up, it's not touching the floor. I really want you to engage this glute muscle. Flex your toes so that it's flat on the ceiling, on the wall behind you. Really just to engage, feel that strength across your hips. Try to make sure your hips are parallel down to the mat. And then release, bring that knee down to the mat and switch. Inhale and extend your left leg back. And exhale, release. We're gonna do this again and we're gonna add the arm. So inhale, extend your right leg back behind you and extend your opposite arm forward. And then exhale, release and switch. Inhale and extend. Exhale and release. You can stay at that level, or we're gonna add a crunch, just a little elbow to knee underneath your body, a corset crunch, working those muscles and the corset muscles to help you push baby out. So inhale, extend your right leg and your left arm. Exhale, crunch. Maybe they meet below you, maybe they just wave at each other. But going slowly, inhale and extend. Exhale, really squeeze that breath out and crunch. Inhale and extend. Exhale and crunch. Inhale and extend and release. Bringing that foot down and that hand. Opposite side. Inhale, extend. Hold it for a second. Make sure your hips are parallel. Exhale, crunch. Inhale and extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale and extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale and extend. Release. I want you to step your knees as wide as your mat. Bring your big toes to touch behind you. Push your hips back towards your heels. We're going into extended child's pose, just a really great stretch for your hips and your low back. And you can walk your hands out. And some of you are gonna say, my baby's right there, I can't put my hands down. I want you to try to relax your head. So maybe you can rest your hand on your fists. Maybe you have a block and you can rest your head on your block. But I want you to try to release the tension in your neck and your spine and to not hold on to that. So going to whatever level works. Come on down as far as you can go. And staying here for a couple of breaths, just continue to breathe, to sink your hips down. And then if it feels good, you can walk your hands over to the right.
Mom, I'm done watching me. I'm done.
And then walk your hands back to the left. Okay, thank you. Oh, filming at home. I hope everyone knows she's done with her macaroni. Okay. And then slowly walk your hands back up. You're going to bring your hands back underneath your shoulders, walk your knees back together, and we're gonna push up into a down dog. So your toes are tucked under. You are just going to bring your hips up to the sky. Keep your knees bent as much as you need to. There's no point to stretching them out. And then slowly start to bicycle your legs out, just stretching one leg at a time. And feeling the opening in your back. Now, I personally love to kind of crisscross my legs. So instead of just going forward and back, I will come up on my toes and then bring my hips down to one side. And then come back up, bring my toes down to the other side. And then coming back to neutral. Everybody, try to rise up high on your tippy toes. And then exhale, let your heels fall as close to the mat as possible. And then I want you to bend your knees and see if you can push your chest through like you would be putting your chest on your thighs. Just a really big stretch in your upper body right now. And then keeping your head low, slowly walk your feet up towards your hands. They can get wide as you need them to be for baby. And interlace your arms at your elbows, and we're just going into ragdoll. So you're just gonna stay right here. Sway from side to side. Let your head hang. Don't try to hold it up. And then just sway a little bit from side to side, feeling that opening along your hamstrings, along your back, along your upper neck. And then bringing yourself back to neutral. I want you to sit your hips back like you're in a chair. Take your knees as wide as you need to accommodate baby. And then resting your hands on your knees. We're gonna stop halfway right here. I don't want you to come up too fast, just because we've got a lot of blood pressure issues when we're pregnant. So we're coming really slow. And from right here, we're gonna do a little cat and cow from this halfway up position. So as you inhale, you're gonna pull your chest through. And then exhale, tuck baby in, roll your shoulders forward. Inhale, tuck your back in, lift your chest. Exhale, tuck. Bring your hands up to prayer pose here. And we're gonna do 8 little pulses just to kind of work on some leg strength here. So here we go, down and then up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up. Exhale your arms around and down. You can rock your shoulders, make some shoulder circles here. And then coming up to the front of your mat. Bringing your feet hip distance apart. In class, we sometimes like to use a block. We're gonna start with a little modified sun salutation. And a lot of the times we can't come all the way down to the floor when we're pregnant. So if you have a block, a book, I'm looking around this room right now and there's a trash can with a lid. That would be like the perfect height. Or a chair. Anything really works. Just to make sure that you're taking all the pressure off of your low back. But you're gonna place that on the mat right in front of you. So your legs are wide, hip distance apart. Thinking about your posture, a lot of times when we're pregnant, we put our belly out and then our chest slumps. So I want you to think about rotating your hips under, pulling your shoulders wide so your armpits are shining to other sides of the room. Really root into your feet. Get that foundation. Engage your legs. Relax your arms. Inhale your arms around and up to the sky. And then exhale, just bring them right back down by your side. Inhale, circle your arms around and up. And exhale, come down to that block. Bend your knees generously, coming on down. You can rest right here on this block. And then on an inhale, you're gonna halfway lift. So you're pushing your arms straight, you're straightening your legs, not locking them out, but getting them towards straightness. And you're trying to arch your back up. And then exhale, forward fold. You can bend your knees. Inhale, do that halfway lift one more time. Exhale, forward fold. Release your hands, put a big bend in your knees, and inhale, slowly roll all the way up to standing, hands meet in prayer. Exhale down to your heart center. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Come down to your block. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Once again, release your knees like you're sitting into that chair. Slowly, using that leg strength, bring yourself all the way back up. Hands meet in prayer, coming down to your heart center. Place both hands on your hips. Pick up your right leg and step it to the back of your mat over your blanket. Bring that knee all the way down. Inhale, both arms up to the sky. Walk this foot forward just a little bit. And then exhale, crescent moon. You're gonna lunge into this leg. So you're trying to get a good stretch on that hip flexor. Your knees staying above your ankle. Your armpits and your biceps are right by your ears. You're pulling up. And then as you exhale, straighten out your left leg, bringing your hands down to the mat for a pyramid stretch. So we're just stretching the back of your leg here. Flexing these toes up is going to allow you to go a little bit deeper. And then we'll put that lean back into your legs. Place both hands on this block, and in a big movement, pick up your right knee and step back to the front of your mat. Forward fold on an exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way back up. Exhale your hands down to your heart. Let's go again for the other side. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold down to your block. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Sit your hips back like you're sitting into that chair. Inhale, reverse all the way back up. Hands meet in prayer, down through your heart center. Pick up your left leg now. Step your left leg over your mat. Bring your left knee down. Inhale your arms around and up. Sneak that little foot forward just a little bit. And then exhale, lunge. So you're pushing your baby forward. You're getting a little arch. You're squeezing your glutes back here. Really opening up the front of your body, stretching that hip flexor. And then exhale, arms come down, straighten your right leg, flex those toes up towards your face. Really feel like you're pushing your glutes into the wall behind you, getting a really good stretch behind that leg. And then put that bend back into that front leg, grab that block, step yourself back up to both feet. And then inhale all the way back up to the sky. Exhale your arms around and down. Inhale, around and up. Exhale, down to your block, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Sit your hips back like you're back into that chair again, keeping your knees wide to accommodate for your belly. Bringing your hands to prayer. You're gonna pulse 2 times. So pulse 1, 2, and then I want you to try and lift your right leg. Lifting that right leg. Now you're gonna pulse for 2 and lift your left leg. Pulse, 2, lift. Pulse, 2, lift. Relax that arm, both feet down, Inhale your arms around and up. Exhale, forward fold. Hinging at your hips, come down to that block. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up to the sky. Hands meet in prayer. Exhale, down to your heart center. Place both hands on your hips. And now pick up your right foot and take a big step back. So your hips are headlights. Your headlights are facing forward in this crescent lunge pose. So you can inhale your arms around and up, but we're gonna open up to warrior two. So drop that right heel down, bring your arms down to parallel, and now your hips are facing forward. So you're across the wide part of your mat. So extend those arms out to either side. This is warrior two. It's a strength building pose. So I know it might hurt a little bit, but keep breathing. Breathe your way through it. Sink down another inch. I know you can do it. Hold, and then inhale. Lean forward to the front of your mat. Flip that front palm over like it's a paintbrush and you're painting the ceiling. And exhale, come into your reverse warrior. Inhale, back to warrior two. Exhale, sink another inch. Inhale, we're gonna do that same thing again. Lean forward, flip that palm, reverse warrior. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Straighten out both legs. Heel toe in that back foot just a little bit to shorten your stance, and we're gonna go into triangle pose. So you're gonna bump your hips to the back of your mat. It's not a huge movement. Lean forward as much as you can. When you can't lean anymore, drop your arms down. Rest them. Don't rest them on your knee, but you can relax your hands. If you've got a block and it's close to you, you can use that block. But this is a beautiful stretch across your outer hips, across your inner thighs. It just helps you. I feel taller. Does that sound weird? I feel taller after I do this one. I love it. So inhale here. Put that bend back in your left leg. Inhale, come back up, and now we are in five-pointed star. So your toes are out, your heels are in, your arms are extended up to the sky. And on an exhale, you're gonna sink down into a prayer squat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, prayer squat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, prayer squat, hold. And little pulses here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Five-pointed star. Now we're gonna go to wide angle forward fold. So take your toes, put them in front of your heels, and you're gonna hinge at your hips, coming down halfway. Stopping at that halfway mark, you're gonna bring your hands down to the block, or you can bring them down to the floor. Wherever you're at, just feel this stretch right here down the middle. And then placing your right hand below your face, trying to keep your hips parallel. I want you to lift your left arm up to the sky just for a moderate twist here. And then release. So bring your left hand down. Inhale, lift your right arm up to the sky. Exhale, bring that arm down. Walk your hands onto your knees as you sit your hips back. Once again, toes go out, heels are in. Inhale up to five-pointed star. Bring your arms down by your side. Heel toe your feet together and come back to the front of your mat. So we can do that on the other side. You might want to bring your block back with you. Okay, so back at the front, again, thinking about your posture. We're tired by now. We might be getting sloppy with our posture, but let's make sure we're trying to keep it really strong. So rotate those hips under, relax your arms down by your side. Inhale your arms around and up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Coming on down to that block. Inhale, halfway lift. Straighten your arms, straighten your legs. Exhale, forward fold. Sit your hips back like you're sitting into that chair. Bringing your hands down to your heart center. Make sure you can lift your toes so that you're not leaning forward too much. 8 little pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You did it. All the way up. Exhale your arms down. And now we're going to finish out our flow. So inhale your arms around and up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold, coming down to that block. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up to the sky. Hands come down to your hips. Pick up your left leg, stick to the back of your mat. Lift your arms up. You are in crescent pose. And then drop that left heel down, coming into your warrior two. So sinking on down, again, your hips or your headlights. I will do this facing y'all. Your hips are your headlights, so make sure that they are facing forward. Inhale your arms out to either side. And now we're gonna go into that reverse warrior again. So, calming your mind, calming your breath. Inhale, take a deep breath in. Lean forward, flip that palm. Exhale, reverse. Feel the stretch from your hip up to your wrist. Coming on back down to warrior two. Staying here for another breath. Sinking your hips down maybe another inch. You can do it. Inhale, lean forward. Flip that palm. Exhale, reverse warrior. Notice how I didn't come out of my lunge. Make sure that you're still lunging into your right leg. And then inhale, come back up to warrior two. Straighten out both legs. Shorten your stance just a little bit. Your right toe is still facing the front of the mat. Your back heel is extended. And we're gonna go into triangle pose. So bumping your hips as far back, so that's really stretching this inner thigh. Lean forward as much as you can. And when you can't lean any further, just bring your arms down. So if you have a block again, it feels good just to rest your hand on there. There is no goal to try and go deeper or further. You're just trying to go where you feel the stretch. You do kind of want to feel like you're tucking this hip under and rotating your left hip on top, just so that you can really maximally stretch and feel good in that area. And if you feel like you ever want to take this to the next level, you can try to extend your arm over your head, or the next step is to extend this bottom one. And that's a lot of ab work, so I didn't do that one. Okay, so we're gonna come back on up to standing. So inhale, and we're gonna go to five-pointed star again. So your heels are in, your toes are out, your arms are up, and we're gonna come into a geisha squat. So you're gonna sink your hips down, palms are out, moon, sun goddess pose. No, goddess pose. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, sun goddess pose. Palms are up. Inhale and extend. Exhale, moon god pose. So your palms are in. You're pushing your elbows back. Inhale, both arms up. Once again, wide angle forward fold. Your toes are forward, your heels disappear. Bring your arms down halfway. Put a little bend in your knees. Don't lock out your legs, and hinge halfway down. Hold this here. Feel this stretch of your hamstrings and that release. And then inhale, bring both arms up to the sky. Exhale your arms around and down. And then we're going to come back down to the mat for the last part of our class. So you will be facing probably forward on your mat. I am just turning to face the camera. So you can use your blanket if you'd like to, or you can keep it off to the side. It's whatever you want. You're at your house, I'll never know. You do you. I always tell my husband, it's your day, pretty. He doesn't like it when I say that, but I think it's funny. Okay, so we're sitting, you've got your right leg extended, your left leg is in. Inhale your arms around and up to the sky. Relax your shoulders. Turn slightly towards your leg, your foot's flexed up, and come down as much as is comfortable. You want baby to be to the inside of this leg, but you're trying to feel a little stretch in your low back. So just pulling it down as much as it feels good. Inhale, come on up, switch out your legs. Left leg out, right leg in, toe is flexed. I don't know if you can see me on the camera. Inhale, both arms around and up. And then twist slightly to your left leg and exhale, fold, coming on down. Again, feel that stretch behind your leg. Flex these toes up. Feel it in your backside and underneath your leg. Inhale, come on up. We're almost done, guys. Butterfly pose. So this is another great one, just to open up your hips, relax your thighs. So get a grip wherever it's comfortable. That can be your toes, your ankles. It can be far out. Wherever you are is fine. But we're just trying to let our hips feel that openness. This is like a way to help open up your hips for your birthing time. But staying right here, flap those wings just a little bit, relaxing all of those ligaments and tendons in your hips. All right. And then last stretch on those arms. Inhale your arms around and up. Bending your right elbow, you can take your left arm and you can push that elbow down a little bit. Or if you have that flexibility in your shoulders, you can reach behind you to grab that hand and to pull it back. But just feel this stretch. This is a great one because it does open up the shoulders as well. And then relax. Release both arms out to the sky and then go to the other side. So left arm up. You can bend that elbow. You can just take your right arm and push it there, or you can reach around and grab behind you for it. I can't do this side. I'm really good on the other side though. Everybody's body is different and amazing, so just love it for what it is. And then release those out. Shake your arms. And then we're finally going to come down into our Shavasana pose. So I will leave you with your Shavasana, but you do have options. You do not have to lie on your left side the entire time you're pregnant. You can just explore it a little bit, see what feels good. I do recommend having your legs propped up a little bit. If you're getting a lot of swelling in your feet and your joints at night, you could do legs up the wall pose where you just get close to a wall and you put your feet up. If you have a block, you could also take that block and put it underneath your hip bone, underneath your sacrum, and just extend your feet up to the sky. Make sure it's stable so that you don't fall off. And I recommend holding this for like a minimum of 3 minutes, anywhere up to like 5 or 10. It's as much time as you have. If your baby's in your belly and it's your first one, girl, you got time. Hold it. Just stay there. But I don't know what my kids are doing and they're very quiet, so I'm not going to be able to stay in Shavasana that long. Or you can just come on down to your side, place your block, and relax your heads. But wherever you are in your Shavasana, please take Shavasana. Don't skip it. It's the best. It's why we do all of this work, so that you can rest and be comfortable. So when you're laying in that Shavasana, kind of work through how you feel now versus the beginning of class. How amazing your body and your life is that this is what you're having to do right now. Like, this is awesome. So thank you guys for doing your yoga with me today. Again, every class is going to be different, and it's really foreign for me to be teaching to a camera. I love people, and I love pregnant people because y'all are funny. And as soon as you can, get back to a studio class, because I think that community is the absolute best part of it. But I love you so much. Thank you for doing your yoga with me today. Stay in your Shavasana as long as you can. And just going forth, let there be peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, and peace in your heart. From my heart to yours. Namaste.